Nobody has any idea where these people are coming from. It's poisoning the blood of our country. It's so bad, and people are coming in with disease. People are coming in with every possible thing that you can have. They're poisoning the blood of our country. They're letting horrible people into our country. They're poisoning our country.
And Trump has long been obsessed with genetics.
A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? The racehorse theory, you think was so different? You know, I believe in the racehorse theory. Fast horses produce fast horses.
Aisha Mills and David Urban are both out front now. So, Aisha, let me just begin with you, with your reactions to what Donald Trump has just said today about the murderers coming into the country and genes.
Listen, this isn't the first time we've heard this kind of talk from Donald Trump, and it reeks of authoritarianism. And it also harkens back to a time of Hitler, who used the same exact language that Donald Trump is now quoting to talk about the people who he thinks are poisoning the blood of the nation. You know, all of this smells like an affinity towards eugenics, which really should give us all pause. Because when we remember the last person, the last awful authoritarian dictator who believed in eugenics, it was someone who really wanted to exterminate an entire people because they thought that they didn't have good genes and because they were trying to create a certain type of race. Donald Trump has himself said that his parents, his father, raised him to believe that they were superior to others because they had good genes. Now, what does that mean? The way he's talking about it is he wants to purge the immigrants, right? He wants to get rid of all of the immigrants and has said that he would do some pretty nasty, harmful things to them because they don't have good genes. I don't think that this is just rhetoric. I think that we need to take this seriously and understand where his inspiration comes from. And today, of all days, it is just really savage that this is who he's quoting and that he's quoting Hitler.
Come on, Aaron. I don't want to swear.
David, I mean, is this rhetoric to say you believe in the racehorse theory about bloodlines?
Listen. Hey, Aaron, listen, I'm not going to sit here and put up with this. I am a very good guest normally. But to Aisha, for you to compare Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler on 10/7, it's just shameful. Number one, what he was talking about are murderers, people who came into this country and murdered Americans, okay? So let's not try to string together a bunch of quotes that weren't put together. They're different points in time to try to make it look like something he didn't say. He was talking about 26,000 people, rapists and murderers in this country. And he said, in my opinion, and it's not just Donald Trump's opinion, there are scientific studies out there about nature or nurture, about murderers, whether they have some sort of genetic predisposition to murder people. And he's talking about the people who murdered Americans, not eugenics, not some made up BS, Aisha. So listen, I'm sorry that Donald Trump feels like standing up for people who may have been murdered by immigrants and want to deport illegal immigrants who are here criminal violent aliens and want to kick them out of our country to protect Americans. But that's okay in my case. He's not talking about eugenics. He's not going to compare him with Adolf Hitler today. I find it particularly offensive.
Listen, we can fact check this all day long. David's hot air is not going to rewrite the history of the words that Donald Trump himself has used. This is fact. He has
read the words he said today
about genetics. Well, I'm talking about the history of everything he's ever said. So you can
We're not talking about the
a
history.
short-term memory, David, for the sake of going into an election and doing Donald Trump's bidding. But this, as an American,
let's talk about Kamala
makes
Harris.
me really concerned.
Let's talk about Kamala Harris
as a black lesbian who Donald Trump doesn't believe has genes as good as his. Is he going to attempt to exterminate me
why do you
when
believe
he gets elected? Because he's damn near said it. That's why, David. That's why.
Because he's,
okay, and I'm not going to be
that,
lectured by some white man who has no idea what he's talking about and is trying to rewrite history here.
Aisha,
I am
shame on you,
afraid,
Aisha.
as an American,
Aaron,
of a Donald Trump presidency, and his actual quotes
shame
are
on you,
why.
Aisha.
Because I take him seriously, and I think that he believes what he says, and that is why he is a danger and a threat to America.